Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am reviewing the Urban Decay Face Bond Waterproof Foundation for up to 24-hour wear. This is what the packaging looks like. Urban Decay kindly sent 2 shades of this along with their all-nighter long-lasting makeup setting spray as part of PR, and I am not getting paid to share my thoughts and opinions with you all today. I was simply going to film a short for this product, but I was so impressed with this as I wore it to work this week, and I thought, I have to review this, so here we are. I typically film foundation reviews. I will link my latest foundation review up above. I have a feeling it may be a drugstore foundation, so do click up above to check out my latest foundation review. Urban Decay describes this as a lightweight waterproof foundation that, with skincare benefits of a serum and self-setting powder for a blurring effect in a medium coverage with a matte finish. The older I have gotten, the more I am loving pore blurring setting powders. My current go-to is by Huda Beauty. I will show a picture of that right here. My collagen and elastin is, of course, breaking down. So with the aging process, the more you will notice pores. So things I do not love, however, are a matte finish. I do love a dewy glow, so we will see how things go here. You can find this at Sephora and Urban Decay. I will link it down below for you. A 1 ounce unit like this retails for $40, and it is available in 40 shades. I will say that to me, it looks like a great shade range. I am using shade 18 today. It is a medium neutral. They also sent shade 21, also a medium neutral. Their packaging looks almost identical, but they are not the same. These two are definitely my tan shades. So I did apply some self-tanning drops. I did use the Isle of Paradise self-tanning drops for body in dark. I use these a lot. I'm actually almost empty here. I have been using this like all winter, spring, summer long, and I used it here along my neck and neck. I typically just use them along the legs, just so I look like bronzed and healthy. But I did apply it here, so that way the foundation will match my face even better. So you may just see my colors just kind of change as time goes by. This foundation is good for normal, combo, and oily skin types. We do see 3% niacinamide within this formula, which helps with transepidermal water loss, uneven tone, pores, and it also minimizes redness. So that is your kind of skincare ingredient within this product. The finish here is matte natural with buildable coverage with a self-setting powder that reduces shine for a blurring, natural, matte, smudge resistant finish. This is waterproof, so if you have used this and you live in a humid climate, let me know how this performs on your skin. Instructions for use here: you want to use after you have applied your skincare routine and it has had enough time to kind of sink into the skin, fully dry. For light coverage, you may want to use it with your favorite beauty sponge. For medium coverage, you may want to use it with your favorite foundation brush. And for full coverage, which I did here today, you want to use it with your fingers. As of late, I think ever since maybe last year, my fingers are my favorite way of applying foundations. Even my House Laboratories foundation, I apply it with my fingers. I will say that what drove me to doing a full review on this was the fact that I wore this to work one day, and the first day that I wore this, one of my clients shared a very sad, traumatizing experience with me, and I swear, like, we cried together, and I cried with her for about 20 minutes, and I was performing a facial massage as well, so I couldn't really, like, wipe my eyes, my cheeks, or my chin. And after the session, I went to the restroom and I thought to myself, you know, we're just gonna look a hot mess for the rest of the day. I went to the restroom expecting like raccoon eyes, foundation missing from like the tears. And when I looked at myself, nothing budged. Not my foundation, not my mascara. I was wearing this one, by the way. This is the Benefit Fan Fast, one of my favorite mascaras. I feel like I may need to switch this out soon, but check out this mascara wand. It is the best. I was just impressed with this foundation. I wore it the next day, and here we are wearing it today for this video. This is what the skin looks like after about 30 minutes of application. I did not set my forehead, which I typically do, and I did not set like the cheek space or the chin space here. I did, however, set my concealer right here with my Huda Beauty powder. Everything else is not set, and there is just a bit of radiance peeking through. Same as here. I did do an exfoliating mask before I did my skincare routine, and I am wearing the Paula's Choice C15 Super Booster, which the new formula does give me more of a glow than the older formula did, and I will link my review to that up above for you. But currently, how does my skin feel? It feels great. It doesn't feel like this is drying out my skin. It does not feel heavy, and I will say that it doesn't feel any different than my other foundations. I did apply this with my fingers, as you saw throughout the demo, and my skincare did not pill at all. I did not use a primer under this, just so that I could give you a good idea of how this would perform. I am wearing just a basic moisturizer underneath this, and I am not wearing sunscreen since I am indoors, and I will probably not go out until the sun has set. No pilling, even though I literally rubbed this over the skin. I did apply, I feel like, a little bit more here along the side, but you really just cannot tell a difference. And as far as like the self setting, I do actually like that, especially here along the upper lip area. I don't feel like it's settling into my finer lines just yet, but I will hopefully give you a check-in before the night is over. So as far as like blurring effects, I do see that over here for the most part. My forehead is, I guess, the hardest thing to blur because, you know, pores. And as far as like the finish, I do like that there is a bit of radiance peeking through. So even if you are not, for example, a lover of a seriously matte finish, I think you would still enjoy this, because I do find myself enjoying this, even though I personally love a dewy kind of radiant finish to a foundation. I will be filming for the rest of the evening. It is 7:50 p.m. So I will be sure to check in before I am done filming for the day, and maybe right before I start my skincare routine for the evening. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have filmed this type of content and I forget to do a final check-in for you. I will include my rating during the final check-in, which I will wear this again for a work day, just to show you exactly how this performs when I am not just at home filming in front of a couple of ring lights here. So that is all I have for you right now, and let the check-ins begin. So hello friends, and welcome to the one and only check-in, because I, in true Nadia fashion, forgot to film my final check-in of the day the same day that I filmed the intro and demo to today's video. Applause for me, thank you. So this is what the Urban Decay Face Bond Waterproof Foundation with up to 24-hour wear looks like on my skin after a full day of work. Now, I don't have the same lighting as I did in the intro or the demo. This is just my ring light, so we do have kind of that working against us today. And what I also have working against me is allergies. So when I first apply my makeup, the inner corner of both of my eyes now just begin to water, and concealer just kind of disappears and looks awful for the rest of the day. But the foundation here in front of the light in my beautiful Lawless mirror, I look radiant. I look dewy. Not so much matte or natural. My natural oils are definitely peeking through. I do want to mention that this foundation has not creased into my finer lines, my nasal labial folds, which are my deeper lines. This does not like migrate to the if I have any dry areas along my skin. I am currently experiencing a bit of a breakout here, and I can see a little bit of the darkness just kind of peeking through. Overall, I am loving the coverage of this product. I still do enjoy applying it with my fingers and my fingers alone. I do find that when I use it with the beauty sponge, it is just too it doesn't offer me as much coverage as I prefer. And sometimes I will use it with the Merit Flat Kabuki brush. Great brush. When I want a little bit more coverage. I did apply it with my fingers and there are no streaks. This just applies easily, effortlessly. It is lightweight. I do not feel like I have a lot of product on my skin. This has not broken me out. It has not further congested my skin at all. And then as far as its skincare properties here, it does mention that we have 3% niacinamide here. I do use niacinamide periodically as part of my nighttime routine currently, and I do feel like the skincare provides me with more benefits than the very small 3 percentage points here. Perhaps with continued use, if you are new to using niacinamide, you may perhaps note more of a difference or a change in your overall skin tone or pore size. I do like that this foundation is quote-unquote self-setting, especially in those areas where I don't typically set, like the upper lip or sometimes even the chin. I will not set my chin. I do, however, set the forehead just because I am just very self-conscious about my forehead. It is quite large. I also did wear sunglasses, and it could just be because my concealer is just gone. But I don't notice like the sunglass marks. Let me know if you do see it on your phone screen, your computer screen, your TV screen, if that's where I am at. I am just still blown away, quite impressed with this product. Highly, highly recommend, especially if you love a good, solid, medium coverage, buildable foundation. I did manage to get a massage after work yesterday, and I did leave my oils, my natural face oils on the face cradle, but I still had some foundation on my skin, even though I literally laid face down for what felt like 35 to 45 minutes. So I am thoroughly impressed, so impressed with Urban Decay's Face Bond that I am curious. I do want to see how their concealer does, especially with these teary eyes that I have been experiencing lately. Let me know if you have used that concealer in the comments down below. I'd really love to know your thoughts. But overall, thoroughly impressed, highly recommend. I feel like this has performed even better than my current favorite House Laboratories foundation. I do love this packaging a little bit more. It is glass and it is a pump, whereas this is plastic. But I do feel like you can manage just how much product you are using per application. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Let me know if you have tried this in the comments down below. I love it. I dig it. I'll continue to use it for the rest of the season. So now on to the outro. All right, friends. So that is all I have for you all today. Let me know if you will be adding the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation to cart. How did this foundation translate to you, the viewer, via these lights, via this camera? I am always always curious to see how foundations come across on video, since every time I personally see like blurring primers or even foundations, I am always sold on them, but I strongly dislike, especially blurring primers. I strongly dislike the feel of like dimethicone products on my skin. I will say that this, even though it does say that it will smooth and blur, this does not feel like dimethicone at all. So if you yourself do not dig that feeling, if you think that's a deal breaker, this is not going to feel like that. So perhaps you may be more inclined to give this a go, knowing that ahead of time. So thank you all so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am putting this a little bit lower.